You're watching South Asia Newsline and have the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 11th of October. India, global powerhouse of growth and innovation, says PM Modi on IMF forecast. Important to maintain Indian Ocean free and inclusive, says Jaishankar at IORA meet. And another quake strikes western Afghanistan. Official says more homes destroyed. And now for all the details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has termed India as a powerhouse of growth and innovation after the International Monetary Fund raised India's growth forecast to 6.3%, a second upward revision since April this year. The growth forecast was raised from 5.9% in April to 6.3% in the current report, which the IMF says can be attributed to stronger than expected consumption during April to June. India's central bank RBI, in its monetary policy released last week, had also retained India's growth forecast to be 6.5%, citing resilience exhibited by domestic economic activity in contrast to the global trends. And as Israel-Palestine war is raging on, Indian origin people in Israel are petrified after Hamas rockets struck their residence. The war has created a nightmarish situation for the residents in the conflict zone. Indian diaspora has expressed confidence in the country's military and said they want to live peacefully. They also expressed gratitude to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi for supporting them in this difficult period of time.
Very thankful to Modi that he is supporting us, Israel, and he is doing a lot of things for us, for Israel, and for our community in India.
Our army that they are strong and we are safe.
As the war entered its fifth day, Israel Defense Forces have informed that over 4,500 rockets have been fired so far from Gaza. Over 770 Palestinians have also been killed in the air raids as part of the ongoing counter-offensive. Israel PM Benjamin Netanyahu has given a stern warning to Hamas, vowing to finish the war. Meanwhile, family members of the deceased Nepali students killed in Israel-Hamas war are mourning their death and awaiting the repatriation of their bodies at the earliest. Prakash Shah, who lost his 25-year-old cousin Ananda Shah, said he got to know about his death after a few frantic calls with his friends in Israel. Ananda only had gone to the country in September for studies. The Nepal government has announced it will send its flight carrier to evacuate Nepali citizens from Israel, but the repatriation of bodies might take a few days.
भाइको साथीहरुलाई फोन गर्न थाले अनि भाइको साथीलाई फोन गरेपछि त्यसपछि उहाँले पनि मलाई के भन्नु भएन कि यस्तो कन्ट्याक्ट हामीहरु कन्ट्याक्ट छैन भनेर अनि त्यसपछि 1.5 घण्टा पछि मलाई भन्यो कि म कसरी भन्नु भनेर अनि मैले भने कि भन न के भयो त्यसपछि भन्नुभयो कि आनन्द हामी बीच रहनु भएको छैन भनेर नेपाल सरकारसँग अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु कि छिटो भन्दा छिटो लास नेपाललाई दिन भनेर.
Around 300 Nepalese lit candles near the Prime Minister's office on Tuesday, calling for the return of loved ones from Israel. Officials say about 4,500 Nepalese work in Israel and about 300 are studying there under the Learn and Earn program. India assumed the position of Vice Chair of the Indian Ocean Rim Association on Wednesday as the bloc held its 23rd meeting of the Council of Ministers in Sri Lanka's Colombo. In his opening remarks, Indian Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar highlighted India's priorities and said New Delhi wants to develop an Indian Ocean community that is stable and prosperous, strong and resilient, and is able to cooperate and respond to happenings beyond the ocean. He added, as the Vice Chair of the grouping, India will work with the member states to strengthen the institutional framework to realize the true potential of the bloc. He said it is important to maintain the Indian Ocean as a free, open and inclusive space, a veiled reference at China's growing dominance over smaller countries in the region.
As the Vice Chair and a member of the Troika, India's priorities are clear. It is our effort to develop an Indian Ocean community that is stable and prosperous, strong and resilient, and which is able to cooperate closely within and to respond to happenings beyond the ocean. It is thus important to maintain the Indian Ocean as a free, open, and inclusive space based on the UN Convention of the Law of Seas, UNCLOS, as the constitution of the seas.
A massive protest was held recently by university students in Gilgit Baltistan against a substantial hike in their fees. A report.
Hundreds of students of the Karakoram International University in Gilgit Baltistan held a massive protest recently against fee hike and administrative mismanagement. The protesters said the university administration had messed up its resources and is now burdening poor students by increasing the fee, while they are not provided any facilities. They also raised concern that several students have been expelled as well for protesting over the issue.
मैं जब पहली दफा मैंने यहाँ पे एडमिशन लिया था तो हमारी फीस 19,000 थी और उसके बाद 22,000 हो गई, अब 30,000 हो गई है और मुझे नहीं पता क्या था हर सेमेस्टर में फीसेस क्यों बढ़ा रहे और तलबा को मतलब बोलने का हक क्यों नहीं दिया जा रहा.
University Director Mir Tazim lamented the fees hike has been done due to recurring deficit and that there has been no aid from the Pakistani authorities.
के बावजूद अब भी हमारा कोई 300 मिलियन का फिर भी डेफिसिट है. डेफिसिट अब हम परेशान हैं कैसे पूरा करें. अच्छे जो टीचर्स हैं उनके आप तनख्वाह नहीं दे देंगे, उनको अच्छी तनख्वाह नहीं दे देंगे, वो इधर हम नहीं रख सकते. अभी हमारे बहुत सारे अच्छे टीचर्स यहाँ छोड़कर जा रहे हैं. अच्छे
A strong earthquake rattled Afghanistan's western province of Herat on Wednesday, following a series of deadly quakes on Saturday. There were no details on casualties till the last reports came in, but some areas had suffered huge losses. Saturday's tremors killed more than 4,000 people and injured more than 2,000, making the quakes one of the deadliest in the world so far this year.
چیزی خود دیدیم همه پرسیدیم کمر رفته زیر زمین. فقط تونستیم همسرم از اینجا بیرون کشیدم زنده. یک دختر کوچیک از اونجا کشیدم زنده بیرون. یک دخترم اونجا فوت کرد، یکم اونجا فوت کرده. اونجا مدرسه همین طفلکای خود بوده. کم کلگیش رفته.
Relief and rescue efforts after Saturday's earthquakes have been hampered by infrastructure left crumbling by decades of war and a lack of foreign aid, which once formed the backbone of the economy, which has dried up since the Taliban took over. Hemmed in by mountains, Afghanistan has a history of strong earthquakes, many in the rugged Hindu Kush region bordering Pakistan. In an initiative aimed at women empowerment, authorities in India's Jammu and Kashmir have set up a Millet Hub cafeteria in Srinagar city, which is being managed solely by a team of women. Take a look.
The Jammu and Kashmir Rural Livelihoods Mission has set up a Millet Hub cafeteria in the premises of the District Administration Office in Srinagar city, which is getting a great response. The cafeteria is being managed by women of self-help groups who are members of the National Rural Livelihood Mission. The aim is to provide employment to women and empower them.
This place is owned by female staff only. यहाँ पे बनाने वाले females हैं, serving वाले females हैं, and बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि हमारे DC sir ने ऐसा initiate किया है to get them here and हमारे office के लिए इतना कुछ कर रहा है and ready to serve चीज़ें हैं यहाँ पे. And as you can see the decor also कि interiors बहुत अच्छे हैं, बहुत सब पे बहुत मेहनत की है and that too by female staff.
The year 2023 has been declared as the International Year of Millets by the UN, and the visiting delegates of India's G20 meetings in Kashmir were also served special millet dishes from this cafe. The Millet Hub represents India's commitment to sustainable practices.
सभी कह रहे थे ये लड़कों का वाला काम है तो लड़कियां कैसे हैंडल कर सकती हैं, लड़कियों को कहाँ आएगा ऐसा, लेकिन हमने उनको ये गलत साबित करके दिखाया कि नहीं, लड़कियां भी मतलब कर सकती है, लड़कियों में पोटेंशियल है. लेकिन शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इतनी बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली कि अभी हम आज लड़कियां खुद इंडिपेंडेंट हैं, अपने घर को चला रही हैं, खुद को चला रही हैं और दूसरों के लिए इंस्पिरेशन भी बन रहे हैं.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.